Welcome to another episode of Becco Movies. We're talking again about James Gunn and Matt Reeves, who have become by default the godfathers, apparently, of the Superman and the Batman IP. James Gunn's got Superman, Matt Reeves got Batman IP. I mean, first of all, nobody asked for these two. Nobody asked for these two to be responsible for these two IPs. Both of them have limited to no experience to comic book movies, especially DC. Even James Gunn. We all know that Guardians of the Galaxy was because of Nicole Perlman, the other writer who wrote the movie. That's why it was successful, and because of the obviously the MCU and the whole comedy thing. And the movies made money, whether you like to admit it or not. Not talking about the Guardians of the Galaxy, because the MCU movies made much more money than him. But people made him as the godfather of comic book movies or whatever. Although he's a very creepy guy in real life and he has no talent at all. The same thing for Matt Reeves, by the way. Apart from the monkey movies, and I'll talk about their filmography, they have no experience at all in directing such huge blockbuster DC movies or comic book movies. Because even the MCU, everything was controlled by Feige. We all know that. It wasn't all James Gunn. The same thing with Matt Reeves' movies, especially the monkey movies. It's all CGI, it's all Andy Serkis. But no, he is gonna be directing the Midman Part 1 and 2. Okay, we'll see what's gonna happen. And it's getting from bad to worse, because as we've heard from the most recent news that they are getting Marvel actors to be in that movie. So even this guy who's supposed to be serious is gonna get his movie Marvelized. Getting Sebastian Stan and Scarlett Johansson starring in the Midman Part 2. Really? Those are your draws? Come on, man. Let's talk about their filmography. Okay, I've spoken this before. I'll make this very brief. James Gunn. Slither, which is like a stupid, dumb horror movie. Super, which I remember watching this movie. It's like, what's wrong with this guy? Very freaky movie where this guy have, I think, sex with what's her name or his name now, Elliot, whatever. And he wants to be a superhero. And it's basically Kick-Ass if you think about it. And then you get Guardians of the Galaxy, which we all know. Nicole Perlman wrote the first movie. She's the one who should have taken credit for the movie, but James Gunn stole her credit. And part 2 and 3 were living off the success of part 1 and 2. And of course, let's not forget the Suicide Squad, which is a horrible, horrible movie. Horrible action scenes, horrible comedy, cringy Harley Quinn. The Joker wasn't even there, and he only made that movie so that he can kill David Ayer characters. So 6 movies, he's got 6 movies, and you're gonna give this guy the Superman IP. Of course, this is all gonna change when the studio is sold, but you know what I mean, like, because he's creating so much damage, it's gonna be very difficult for the Superman IP to recover. The Supergirl, we've seen Supergirl, it's basically Guardians of the Galaxy. I know he's not directing it, but you can see his effect all over it. And the same thing with Man of Tomorrow. It's gonna be creepy, it's gonna be campy. Brainiac is played by no one. Just imagine who would have Zack Snyder or Christopher McQuarrie would cast as Brainiac if he was directing the movie, not this hack who directed a couple of Marvel movies. And we get all these his dumb, retarded fans jumping ship to DC. And they're trying to ruin the DC brand. Because you can see when you talk to a lot of them online, they are Marvel fans, they are not DC fans. Let's talk about Matt Reeves, okay? That guy's filmography is even worse, by the way. I can't believe there's someone who might make James Gunn a better candidate for comic book movies, but yeah, it's Matt Reeves. Because apart from 2 monkey movies, he's directed Let Me In and Cloverfield. Oh wow, the masterpieces. I mean, wow, this guy is born to be the czar of the Batman IP. Really? 2 dumb sci-fi movies and 2 monkey movies where the CGI department and Andy Serkis did all the work. No, but he directed the monkey movies. Wow. And then of course he made the Midman, and he cast the most charismaless, boring, constipated face, bland actor of all time, Patty Boy, James Pattinson. And this is of course all because of his involvement with the Twilight. They wanted to get the Twilight fans. This is a classic WB crap. When they hire James Gunn, they think they will get his fans. When they hire Matt Reeves, they think they will get his fans. And they don't know that these people, these directors have no loyal fans. They're not like Zack Snyder or Christopher Nolan fans who just kind of watches all their movies. So this guy is holding the Batman IP hostage as well, and he needs to let go. I really hope the part 2 Midman flops big time, because I don't want Sebastian Stan or whatever, Bucky, to join DC. Even one of the Twitter handles, which, I'm not going to mention their name. Oh, Bucky Barnes is joining DC. They're not saying Sebastian Stan, by the way. So they don't care about the actors. And that's how you can tell these are not DC fans. These are Marvel fans turned DC fans. So yeah, we don't want this guy. And by the way, his involvement with the Penguin was very, very limited. It's a boring ass show. I tried to watch it, but I just it's Sopranos. Nobody cares. So basically, James Gunn is making Superman after Star-Lord or whatever from Guardians of the Galaxy, with the same dumb quips. Even look at their suits. The suits look very similar with the lines everywhere. He's getting all the Marvel campiness and the horrible costume design to DC. He's diluting the brand, that's what he's doing. And even the character of Superman, it's not just doesn't fit with Star-Lord, as in Star-Lord playing the Superman character, the whatever. It's not even funny. At least Chris Pratt has some kind of charisma. He's a much better actor. If you've seen the, what was it called? Can't remember. The TV show on Amazon. That was a good TV show. The Eternal List. That other guy, again, he's a nobody, he's a cheap actor. That's why they brought him. And his interviews looked much better than in the suit. Leave it to James Gunn to make a guy who looks much better in his interviews as Clark Kent to making campiness and dumb. Only James Gunn can do that. And it doesn't fit, man. You should have just cast Chris Pratt and got it over with. Just all the cast from Guardians of the Galaxy, move them to your Superman movie. And again, like I said, we've seen his effects on the Supergirl movie, although he's not even directing that movie. The same thing with Man of Tomorrow. He's directing that movie and he's gonna ruin it. He's gonna ruin Brainiac. We all know that, if he gets the chance to make it, and I don't think they will let him do that when Supergirl flops big time, because they think it's gonna be another Wonder Woman. It's not. The same thing with the Clayface. It's not gonna be another Joker Part 1. It's gonna be Joker Part 2 probably. So yeah, it doesn't fit, man. Just move on, take your shtick back to Marvel. Maybe they'll hire you. You never know. Maybe Kevin Feige is really desperate, and he looks desperate, to be honest, getting all these cameos in Endgame. Anyway, and of course, let's not forget one of the dumbest, stupidest, I'm said stupidest, most stupid castings of all time. The emo guy from Twilight as Batman. I mean, because they thought to themselves, WB execs, he's British. Christian Bale was British. 2 of the movies starring Christian Bale in the Christopher Nolan Batman made billion. So it's going to be the same thing under Matt Reeves, who's aka Hack Reeves. I mean, look at this guy. Does this guy look like Bruce freaking Wayne? He looks more like Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier, than Bruce Wayne. And look at his physique compared to Joker, which is he's a very skinny guy. The guy doesn't look like Bruce Wayne. He has no charisma. The movie left no cultural impact at all. The only reason that movie made money because it's the Batman IP, and I think because it was just after the pandemic, and it wasn't a success because that movie cost a lot of money. It was delayed multiple times, and there were a lot of issues, by the way, between the director and Pattinson. They don't like each other. It's not like Ben Affleck and Zack Snyder. It's huge difference. You can tell that these two hate each other. They rarely appear in interviews together. Again, another dumb casting in a dumb movie. You shouldn't give these large IPs to directors like Hack Reeves or James Gunn. These people have no idea what to do with these characters, and their movies are mediocre. Nobody's talking about these movies. Nobody's talking about James Gunn Superman or Hack Reeves Midman. Nobody cares. The only thing that's saving Matt Reeves is that it's a little bit more serious than James Gunn. That's the only saving grace for this movie. Otherwise, nobody cares less. Nobody wants TV shows or animated shows or whatever. Do you know what people want? People want this epicness. They want this Superman with this amazing costume design, with this amazing actor. They want this Batman with this amazing, again, costume design, Batmobile, and actor who nailed playing Bruce Wayne. And even for Wonder Woman, and I wonder who's gonna try and take over the Wonder Woman IP, director-wise. I'm sure they're gonna find a director, lady director, who's gonna be a woman, so all powerful, and she likes chicks and stuff. It's gonna be horrible. Zack Snyder, Christopher Nolan, whatever, Christopher McQuarrie, someone else needs to take over, especially the Batman IP and the Superman IP, and even the Wonder Woman, which hasn't been cast yet. Because James Gunn, Hack Reeves, they're gonna ruin these characters for life, especially James Gunn. You can recover from Hack Reeves, casting and boring movies. Nobody's gonna remember them anyway. But Superman, the effect that James Gunn has on Superman, it's gonna be long-lasting and not in a good way. So Zack Snyder, Christopher Nolan, Ben Affleck as directors, producers, they need to come back and save DC. Because nobody's going to the cinema anyway. So we need someone to save DC and bring some kind of aura and respect back to the IP, even if it's on streaming, not on theatrical release. Which I don't think I don't think theatrical is going to happen with Netflix, but who knows? We'll see. Like I said, nobody is talking about DC, and you need people to talk about DC. But you need to make good movies. Listen to the fans. Let Snyder or Nolan or Ben Affleck, Christopher McQuarrie do their thing and direct these movies. And they don't have to be a connected universe. Just make them as Elseworld stories. If they work, they work. If they don't work, well, as I always say, life goes on. So yes, restore the Snyderverse and save the DC IP. Let's go.